welcome to the another episode of Techie JJ. Today we are going to discuss the camera review on the OnePlus 7. As you all know, OnePlus is famous for providing good quality of camera. So let's just begin. So talking about the camera specs, on the back we are getting a main camera 48 megapixel of Sony IMX586 sensor with a 1.7 aperture and 0.8 micrometer pixel size, along with a 5 megapixel depth sensor with aperture f2.4 and 1.12 micrometer pixel size. Looking to the front camera, we have a single shooter 16 megapixel camera with a 2.0 aperture with 1.0 micrometer pixel size. Here we are getting EIS with 1080p 30 fps in the product. Not only that, in the back camera we are also have the option to get slow motion videos with 1080p 240 fps and 720p at 480 fps. We can also 4K videos and 30 and 60 fps, and it has support of OIS in the 1080p 60 fps. Now if you open the camera, here you can see there is photo mode, portrait mode, nightscape mode and video mode. If you go to the pro mode, then you will have all the options to control the ISO level, the shutter speed and all of that. And if you go to the settings, then you will have the option to shutter sound on and off, mirror photo and histogram, and so. Now let's quickly jump into some daylight photos taken with the back camera of this OnePlus 7. As you can see, there are details in the picture and the color contrast is good as well. So here I've taken with this G-Cam. With G-Cam, the dynamic range is pretty good than the main camera itself. So here is some close-up shots. There is good amount of detail in the picture, as you can see here. Now if you go to the next sample, in this sample this is taken with 48 megapixel, so there is plenty amount of detail far also. There is some random shot with some tears. This is taken in the indoor lighting conditions. This is a photo taken with the portrait mode on with the back camera of OnePlus 7. You can see the edge rejection is pretty good on this cam, but sometimes you will notice much edges in difficult object or scenarios. Like sometimes it's failed to detect the specs of mine. This photo is taken with the front camera. There are some random shots as well to check the dynamic range, and you can see how it performs well. Okay, there is another photo taken with the 48 megapixel mode, so plenty amount of detail in this picture. Another picture taken with 48 megapixel. Let's just zoom in so you can see the written words in the building clearly from far behind. That's the ability of a 48 MP cam. Some random shots more. So I have uploaded lots of samples to make you a good idea of how the camera works in daylight. In this photo, there is plenty amount of detail in the cat, as you can see, and the contrast is also good as well. Again a selfie shot, so there is pretty amount of detail in the picture, as you can see. This is also taken with the 48 megapixel, so there is a little plane. I'm just looking in the camera, so in the 48 megapixel. You can zoom in far objects with great detail. This one is panel. And okay, here are some photos in the low light. These photos are taken just before the sunrise, so the light was very dim. So you will be seeing some noise in the picture as it is showing, but I'd say the color accuracy and the contrast is really good and eye-catching. In this photo there is plenty amount of detail in the picture. These are the photos taken in the nightscape mode on the device, and some of the photos from the Gcam also. All of the photos are taken with the nightscape on, so you can see how it is handling the noise in the night. I would say it is doing a pretty good job in the nightscape mode, and the scenarios become more great with the Gcam. I have shown some of the photos taken from the Gcam. You can see there will be a little tag in the photo, so there is a less amount of noise in the picture, so it does a pretty good job in the nightscape mode. This is taken with Gcam, so you can see the difference. One thing I noticed in the camera that in the night when you tap on the light source, then it completely washed out all of the details behind it. So OnePlus need to fix this issue. Maybe with a software update they can fix it. This photo is taken at 9 p.m. of the night with the nightscape on, but it is making like it's taken in the daylight or morning. Here is a sample video taken with 1080p 60 fps, so you can see how it is managing the exposure. This is a sample of 1080p 60 fps also. Here I will run and you can see how the stabilization is good with the YS1 in 1080p 60 fps. You will only have the option of YS in the 1080p 60 fps. And if you try 30 fps 1080p in that mode, why is this happening? Okay, let's check the autofocus of this camera. As you can see, it is taking pretty long time to focus on the near object, and sometimes it also fail. I manage with the tap focus also. So OnePlus needs to work on the autofocus of this device. This is 1080p at 30 fps. I'm running. As you can see, the whole world is just shaking because in 30 fps there is no support of YS or EIS, so that's why the footage is shaking. This video is taken in the digital light situation, like in the morning just before the sunrise, and taken with 1080p 30 fps. Okay, this video is taken with the front camera from the device itself at 1080p 30 fps. As I was running, you can see that the stabilization is good due to the EIS, but it's something cropped the video due to the EIS. Well, this is a slow-mo video taken with 720p at 480 fps. The sample is just recent, I can say. This slow-mo is taken with 1080p 240 fps, and the details pretty good in this mode. This footage is also taken with 1080p 240 fps in the low light situation. You can see how stunning it was. This footage was taken with 720p 480 fps. The details are pretty lost in this video footage, so 1080p at 240 fps was better, much better than this. So you need to be aware of the fact that 720p at 480 fps, the details are pretty much lost in the footage. Well, this is a footage taken in the time-lapse mode.